U.S. Customs data shows the number of travelers crossing into the country from Canada is down sharply from last year. Travelers crossing the land border into the U.S. were down more than 900,000 year over year. Passenger vehicle and pedestrian crossings are down about 26%. Businesses near the Emerson border are feeling big impacts of the trade war, and that includes the Emerson Duty free shop. It's a small family-owned business seeing a huge decline and is now facing collapse. Joining us now is the owner of the Emerson Duty free shop in Simon Resch. Good morning, Simon.
Good morning, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. Now, your family has been running this duty-free shop for 40 years. Tell us about the history.
Yeah, since 1982. So my parents moved to Emerson shortly before that. Emerson is a small town, not a lot of industry. And in 1982, the federal government issued 6 duty-free licenses and advertised them nationally. My parents applied for one of those licenses and received the first issue in Canada. So we are the first duty-free shop and the longest-running store in the country.
That's incredible. Now, obviously, COVID hurt in a big way. Do you think this trade war is hurting more?
That's an interesting question. At the immediate moment, I would have to say yes. So very much like COVID, there are no passenger vehicles on the highway right now. There are a few, but it's very, very limited. The difference here is that we definitely see the impact to the commercial traffic. Our border crossing, Emerson, is one of the largest border crossings shared between Canada and the United States for truck traffic and for trade values. And we see the immediate impact. And that's quite a bit different than during COVID, where the commercial traffic was deemed essential, and kept flowing. That's not the case this time.
Okay, so tell us what's happening. What are you seeing there now?
Not a lot. Honestly, I think you can see behind me, there's nobody in the store. And it's quiet. There are no vehicles on the highway. It's very eerie, at these major border crossings that are operational 24/7 and typically would have traffic the entire time. Not seeing any vehicles is very strange.
I bet. Now, you're a member of the Frontier Duty Free Association, or FDFA, and your shop isn't the only one suffering right now. Is that right?
That's correct. All 32 of us are.
Okay, so duty-free stores are seeing an 80% drop in business. What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's about that, year over year. I say that recognizing that we're just coming out of the COVID period. And so year over year traffic at the border crossing isn't necessarily the best metric to look at. When we compare to 2019, the pre-COVID times, we're down very, very significantly.
Okay, so what would you like to see the federal government do at this point?
Well, a financial assistance package for our industry is what's being discussed for some other impacted industries in Canada. That will go a long way. There are many stores in the country who have to pay rent back to the federal government. Of course, we need to keep people employed during this period of time. More importantly for us is harmony with our U.S. competitors. Traffic will return between Canada and the U.S., and regulatory harmony and a level playing field with our U.S. competitors is by far the most important thing that our federal government can do. So we ask, especially now as everybody's out there campaigning, that we have an opportunity to sit down at the table and have our message heard.
Simon, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.